This video is brought to you by Dropsource.com. That's spelled drop-source.com. Our teams do the research to figure out what's going to sell if you list it on eBay. If you order from us and the items don't sell, we'll send you a full refund. All right, now let's get to the tutorial. All right, so now we're going to talk about how to set up auto ordering. We've already set up our eBay store. We've already listed items through Yabali, have the prices being tracked and all that stuff. And now it's time to fill these orders automatically to save us a lot of time. So go to drop-source.com, drop-source.com, and then click on auto ordering. And then that will take you to this page where you can sign up. Now I already have signed up, so I'm just going to go ahead and log in here. Just copy my email and then my password. And one thing that I would recommend, now obviously you probably don't have a virtual assistant yet, but you're going to want to get one eventually. Once you start having about an hour of work a day, I would say hire a virtual assistant because it's mostly easy, tedious, time-consuming stuff that you can pay someone in the Philippines $3 an hour to do and not have, your own time be taken up. You want to hire them when you don't have that much work for them to do, and then they can sort of get started. You don't want to wait till you have too much for you to handle to hire someone because, then it would be hard to train them and stuff. But yeah, so Arbiship, this is something that your virtual assistant will need to have access to when you eventually do go ahead and hire one. So even if you're not planning on it right now, eventually, trust me, you're going to need somebody to help you manage this stuff. So you're going to want to use a different password and something probably pretty secure that you can give them and you're not going to have to worry about it. So I recommend here you can just search password generator. This is the one that comes up for you in Google. Click generate a couple times, copy that, and then, maybe add a couple extra digits in the middle, and then just use that as your password. If you're using LastPass to store your passwords, makes it really easy because you can just save that in LastPass. You don't have to remember it because LastPass will autofill it for you. So that's what I do. I just use really secure, long passwords like that. And that's what I'd recommend you do as well, because that way, if you need to fire your virtual assistant ever and then hire a new one, you can easily just come here, generate a new one, copy, update it in Arbiship and LastPass, and you'll be good. And it's not like, oh, shoot, I remember my old one was this, and now I'm getting all confused. It just makes it nice and easy, because that way you don't even have to remember your password. So just a little trick I would recommend, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but would highly recommend. And keep it different from your other accounts, because your virtual assistant will need access to this, and you don't want to have to change all your other passwords. So right off the bat, this is what it looks like, and let me just explain how this works. So your username when you sign up is going to be right here, and they have the quick switch feature just like Yabali does. So if you have multiple eBay accounts, you'll have to have multiple Arbiship accounts, and then you can just quick switch between them. It's nice and easy and keeps all the accounts separate, makes it really really easy to, see what's going on with which account, and stuff. But it'll ask for your name. I'll show you right here again on the sign up. When it asks for your name, that's what it's going to show right here. Your first and last name doesn't change very often. So if you have 10 eBay accounts, they're all going to look the same. So if you just enter something different, like for, on this one, I entered something different to tell me what my store name is. I basically just broke up my store name and put it as the first and last name instead of using my actual name, and that just makes it easy here. If you messed up and you used your name, you can just message support right here, and that'll pop up, and just say, hey, can you change my name to be this because I want it to be easier to switch. But that's just if you're doing multiple accounts, so we're just working on setting up one. So let's go ahead and click on over to settings, and we'll go to eBay. And so the PayPal fee percentage, that's correct right off. PayPal transaction fee is correct. Now, this is what you can set. So this is basically, now, some orders, if it's going to be a really expensive order, I want a person to look at it and make sure that the buyer is not trying to scam us on eBay or anything like that. And so that's what these two settings are for. So this is saying basically fill orders unless the price of the order is over $500. That's a bit steep for me, so I'm going to set this to like $55. So if it's an order that costs more than $55, I want a person to look at that and make sure we're not getting scammed. For, cheap people don't really scam you for cheap items that are less than that, but if it's $100, $80, somewhere in that range, yeah, you're going to want to be checking and making sure the buyers are legit and that they didn't just make a brand new account and they're, trying to run off with the item. So anyway, max price $55 here. Minimum profit, you could set it to 0, but I'd like, to make money on my orders, so I'm going to set that to $1. And that just means that if it finds an order and it's not going to be profitable for it to fill, we'd be losing money on it. This basically says if we're making less than $1, it just won't fill it, and it'll let you handle it manually. So, I mean, you could even do 50 cents if you want or something like that, but I just do $1 because we're trying to make 250 at least on every sale. That's how we configured Yably in the previous tutorial. So fallback phone number, this is just, it will try to use the buyer's phone number from eBay, but if the buyer doesn't have a phone number, then they'll use this one. So I usually just use my phone number, but you can also just use, this. So just fill that in with your phone number. I'm not putting mine in right there because that's just an extra thing for me to blur out in the video. Always use fallback phone number false. Then you're going to pick your time zone here. I'll just leave that where it is because I don't know what your time zone is. Mark items shipped immediately on eBay. True. So that's good. That makes eBay think that we're shipping stuff out right away, and that's really good. Now, auto-detect items. Now, do you remember how when we were doing Yably, actually, I'll show you through eBay. It might be easier here. If I go to our active listings, notice how we have the ASINs. If you're noticing these items are seeming a bit low and not at 1,000, that's because I didn't want to wait for everything to finish posting. It's still posting here. But yeah, so these ASINs set as the custom label, that is how Arbiship knows what item to order. So as long as you have the Amazon ASIN set as your custom label, you can just set auto detect on and it'll be good to go. It'll know exactly what to order. But if you change these, which is a bad idea, don't do that. Or if you're not using the ASINs in here, then Arbiship will not know what to order and you have to add your records manually. So that I'll show you that later. But if you're doing it this easy way, then you just leave auto detect on true, you'll be good. Tracking upload enabled. So this is basically for adding tracking to items on eBay. You link this to a Gmail account, and then it will basically receive, when you get an email from Amazon saying, hey, your order is shipped to your buyer, then it will grab that tracking number for the proper order and just add it to eBay automatically. So this saves you a lot of work. Definitely have that on. Some people use a website called TrackerBot, but there's no need. Arbiship is way better, and it will do it all for a much better price and everything. So we're going to do tracking upload enabled, and then I'm not going to turn on auto ordering because we're going to do that last. That's the very last step here. But yeah, error notifications on, that's fine. If you have a LLC and you don't need to set up an LLC for dropshipping, once you're making more than $1,000 a month from it, you're going to want to just because you'll save money on taxes. But if you have an LLC and you get tax exempt, you want to check this because that way it will calculate the lower prices that you're actually paying. But if you're not tax exempt, like most people starting off are not tax exempt and don't have an LLC, so you're just going to leave that as is. Don't check it or anything. Right? Update. And now we can move on to Amazon settings. So we're going to click on here. I'm going to X out of this, but it's got some helpful info. This is where you would paste your Amazon email that you want to place the orders with and your Amazon password. And then also, I would recommend taking your phone number off of the Amazon account if you added it, because they might try to send you verification codes, and then that just gets annoying because it messes up Arbiship, and then you got to keep going back and forth. If you do want to do two-factor authentication, you can use this, but that's more complicated than this tutorial needs to be. So if you care, you can look on how to set it up. But email, password, and then take your phone number off your Amazon account if you ever added it, and you'll be good. I'm just coming through here because this is pretty easy, and I don't want to have to do a bunch of copy pasting. So credit card number. I haven't messed with gift cards. There's some sketchy things. People will be like, "Oh, you want to buy my gift card at a discount?" But a lot of the times you'll have weird things where like. I'm just talking about people in drop shipping groups and things like that. They'll try to sell you discounted gift cards, but sometimes they're stolen gift cards. And, if it's a stolen gift card, then you could get in trouble and things, and they'll shut stuff down. So just use a credit card. Make it nice and easy. If you get the Amazon Prime 5% cashback credit card, they'll give you $70 just for signing up. If your credit's good enough to get it, $70 gift card to Amazon just for signing up. So that's basically straight money in your pocket. And then they'll also give you 5% cash back on everything you buy. So that's amazing because you can do 5% cash back on your business's revenue, So it is pretty dang realistic to, you start off a couple of these stores making a decent amount of money, get your card, get it all running through there, and then you're going to be making $700 cash back or something like that, 500, 700, whatever. 5% of your business's revenue. And obviously with dropshipping, you have really high revenue. Your profit's a lower percentage of that. But the cashback card that gives you 5% is amazing because you're going to get 5% cash back on the revenue, not on your profit. So yeah, credit card, you just select that, put in your credit card number there, and there's more info at the bottom. I'm not sure why they have it separated out like that. But mark orders a gift, I'd say true, just to try to keep people from getting the invoice, and then just leave the gift message blank. That's fine. Everything comes wrapped in Amazon Prime packaging, but I've, sold thousands and thousands and thousands of items on eBay, and I've not had one complaint about stuff being wrapped in Amazon packaging and stuff. Buyers just don't care. Come down here, allow third-party shipments. I leave this to false, but notice there's all these weird extra fields, and it shouldn't be showing up if you have it set to false. So sometimes you have to set it to true, and then set it back to false, and then that gets rid of those extra fields that you don't need. So leave that on false, or, if you want to mess with it, you can, but I recommend false. Maximum handling days 2. Prime shipping, true. You do make sure in your Amazon account, you got to sign up for Prime. You don't have to pay a bunch of money up front, but you can subscribe to the 30-day trial and then set it to bill you at the monthly rate, which is $12 a month. You can search that. It's really easy, but you just go Amazon account, settings, Prime, set it to do the 12. So the first month is free with a trial, and then you can do your the bill me monthly option for $12 a month. So totally worth it. That's what lets us get stuff to the buyers so quickly. So true, enable order bundling. We're going to set that to false. That actually doesn't apply anymore. That used to be a workaround for add-on items, but it doesn't work anymore. So now auto save tax, true. Why not? Auto percentage, enable address cleaning, true. If you don't turn this on, it's just going to, every single address of something you order gets added to your address in Amazon, and then it gets super full, really junky. You don't want to do that. So we'll leave that on true. Reduce Amazon tracking numbers, AMZL. Why not? They're not valid and accepted through eBay, so yes, let's reduce those. Or if you wanted to not upload Amazon logistics tracking, you can also check this box. But Arbiship actually has a great workaround. So it used to be that, people would do this, and it still did make sense on average because most people wouldn't scam you, and you'd make more money from the people that were ordering from you than you would from the few people that would try to scam you. So it was still worth it. It was still profitable. But occasionally you'll have someone who tries to scam you or something, and you can't win with an AMZL tracking number. So what do? Well, a lot of people were, trying to figure it out, and eBay will not accept AMZL tracking because you can't just track it from the web. But Arbiship has this great thing. I don't think I can get to their homepage while I'm signed in, but basically they have a partnership with BlueCare, and BlueCare is a valid accepted carrier in eBay. So what they do is they pull in, whenever you have an item that ships with Amazon logistics tracking, they pull that tracking number and then create a new tracking number, a new BlueCare tracking number that's just referencing that tracking number, basically. But then what happens is that BlueCare number is what goes on eBay, and then you can win any kind of case. If someone says, oh, I didn't get it, you say, here's your BlueCare tracking number. Bam, there's proof that it was delivered, and that can be tracked with that website. Oh, what is it called? Track17.net or something like that. So it's super easy to win cases. So, but normally Amazon logistics tracking numbers traditionally have been really annoying and hard to work with. They have this workaround that's amazing, but we still might as well reduce them and have people use USPS, UPS, and FedEx when possible. So we'll say, yeah, sure, reduce that if possible. So this has to be the billing address on your credit card. Like I said, it's up here, but for some reason the rest of it's down here. I'm not sure why. So this should be your billing address, and I'm not going to enter that in because you don't need to know where I live, but you're going to enter all this information in for the billing address for your credit card, and then you've got the expiration date and all that good stuff, phone number, everything. And also in Amazon, you can have a default address. You want to have that match this billing address on your credit card. That's what Arbiship has said that they want you to do. And then, whenever it goes to place an order, it will make a new address, ship it to that address, and then remove that old address from your book. So then once you're done with all that, you can click Update, and that'll be good. You also want to click here to connect it to your Gmail. You can connect it to 2 if you want, but connect to your Gmail, and that's so that it can get the tracking number. So I'll click that real fast, blur all of this out. and we're just going to hit allow. And that's just letting Arbiship be able to add those tracking numbers and stuff from Amazon. And we can move on. I'm just going to go through these one at a time and just explain stuff, but that was most of the settings. So AliExpress, there's nothing really important there. We're not going to do AliExpress. I would not recommend it. eBay's been cracking down on people who are drop shipping from China and then claiming that they're in the U.S. That's the big problem that they have with people. That's why you have to be a little careful now if you call eBay and you say that you're drop shipping. A lot of them think, oh no, you're trying to scam people and tell people it's going to be there in a couple days, but actually it's going to be a month and blah, blah, blah. So I just would stay away from AliExpress. It was, I got started learning how to do it with AliExpress, but for now, since, everything's shipping from China and eBay's not liking that right now, just stay away from AliExpress. Cashback, let's go there. Now, Cashback is wonderful. It's great. It's a lot of work to do manually, so I don't ever mess with it manually, but with auto ordering, heck yeah, totally do it. All you have to do is you make accounts at these websites, and I will have a link in the description here where you can click to use my affiliate link if you would like. But you just go ahead and you put in your email address, username, email address, whatever here, password, username, email address, password, username, password, and then you just check to enable the ones. In my experience, Be Frugal is the best and gives you the most, then Mr. Rebates, and then Shop at Home, but just do all of them, and then set your cashback frequency to 100% and hit update. And basically all that this does is whenever you go to place an order, these will try to get you extra cash back on the sales. And, maybe it's only 19 cents, 50 cents an order, but still that really adds up because you're going to be doing, many, many orders a day, getting a couple cents on all of them. It's usually enough to pay for your auto ordering here because you have to buy credits for auto ordering to work, but it's still way cheaper than doing it yourself or paying someone even to do it for you. So I'm going to save this right now because I'm not going to enter that, but yes, there are three here. Just make accounts. You can do all of them in less than an hour. Just boop, 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 enable. If you use the same email and password for everything, makes it or well, for these three guys at least, it makes it easier. And it does take some time to be able to withdraw this money. It takes like a month or two, but still totally worth it. Free money in your pocket, why not? So let's come back down here to General. All right, and now these are just some extra features. None of them really apply for this stuff, so I'm just going to skip that. And now, remember when I talked about the auto detection of items? This is what you do if you don't have those. Now we do, but I'm just going to mention this just for the tutorial. So what you can do is you can add a record, and what you have to do is say, okay, this is the eBay item ID, so I'll just show you with one here. This is the eBay item ID right at the top there, so you'd copy that and then paste it here, and then you'd figure out the Amazon ASIN and just paste that here and click Add Record. And then you'll be good. And you can just ignore this variation part at the bottom. So that basically says when this item ID sells, order this ASIN. But since we already have the auto detection and everything set up properly through Yabuli, we don't even have to worry about that. Arbiship by default, when you make an account, you get 20 credits here, and each credit is basically for one order being filled and the tracking being uploaded to eBay for that order. So this gives us 20, which means that, we can get 20 orders and we can have Arbiship fill 20 orders for us for free. And then we have to pay to top up our credit balance. So it is pretty nice because, you don't have to pay that much. And, with virtual assistants and stuff filling your orders, my costs for those people were usually about 60, 70 cents, something like that for each order. That's what I'd pay them in time, for them to be able to fill an order. Usually cost me about 60, 70 cents on average. But here, Arbiship is able to fill these orders for 25 cents an order. Or, if you go with the big pack, 18 cents an order. You can do whatever you want. The big pack is definitely a better deal. But if you're tight on money and you're just starting up or something, then you can definitely do this pack here. But, this is obviously the best plan if you can swing it right off. Also, do you remember in Yabuli when we were in settings and we were talking about add-on item support and everything like that and listing add-on items? This is one other thing that you definitely need to get if you ordered a list of items from us, drop-source.com. We include add-on items, so you're going to want to make sure you've paid for add-on support. So all you have to do is click on this, and then you just pay for it. And this is basically their workaround for being able to order add-on items, which are items from Amazon that are supposed to be just you throw it in your cart. You know, you've got 7 other things you're buying, you throw it in your cart to just get over that threshold where you can get free shipping, but they won't let you order an add-on item by itself. Arbiship has a workaround that will let you order just an add-on item by itself, which makes you very competitive and able to, you know, a bunch of other dropshippers who are doing everything manually aren't able to order add-on items. So this is like a big game changer that you definitely want to pay for. So pay for add-on support, buy your credit packs, and you know, you can wait till you need it too. You don't have to do it right off, but as soon as this gets to 0 or gets close, you're going to want to order this. So then you can just go here, arbiship.com/profit. And every 15 minutes, this just does a scan. It goes to your eBay listings, and it looks for new items that have sold. So let's check here. Now, I just listed stuff. Nothing awaiting shipment yet. But what you would do is this would basically say, boop, one's awaiting shipment. And as soon as that happens, within 15 minutes, Arbiship checks, catches that, ooh, something's awaiting shipment. And then it will go to the ASIN, order the item using the credit card that you provided it with, and have it shipped to the buyer's address. And then if it was successful, it'll say success. And then once it has been shipped later on in a couple days and it's updated the tracking, it'll say shipped, and it'll show you what carrier it was shipped with. So this Arbiship doesn't handle every single order, but it does at least 75-80% of the items it is able to ship. So Arbiship is great and amazing. Highly recommend. It's going to save you a ton of time. All right, so now that everything is set up and configured properly, we can go back to settings, eBay here, and then we're going to check enable auto ordering. I'm not doing it right now because I haven't added the actual Amazon password and stuff yet, but that will change this, and it will not say ordering is disabled. It'll then be enabled, and whenever you get a sale, it'll pop in here and it'll try to order it. Usually, it's pretty normal for Amazon to freak out and be like, oh no, you know, it didn't work, you know, or you need verification codes. And as long as you don't have a phone number on your account, it'll send it to your email, and then Arbiship can open the email, read the code, enter it, and everything will be good. But sometimes it can take a couple tries, and if it says like Amazon failed, there was an issue, all you have to do is just come back settings, eBay, and then you just check enable auto ordering again, and then it will be good and stuff. And if you ever want to turn off auto ordering, you just uncheck that. But very easy. If you need help configuring any of that stuff, the people right here on support are great and able to help. So yeah, anyway, that is how you set everything up for auto ordering. So now you should have an eBay account with 1,000 items listed, being tracked and monitored through Yably, and then Arbiship set up and automatically filling at least 80% of your orders. Final thing I should mention before I go here is you do want to promote all your listings. So let's see how these guys are doing here. All right, so 400 more. It's not quite done listing, but I'll show you anyway. So what you're going to do, go to Marketing, Promoted Listings, and this is essentially just going to give you your items an extra boost and just give you an extra edge off everybody else that's dropping shipping. So you're going to go create your first campaign, select listings in bulk, and now, like I said, this is only showing 4 items here, so we want it to show 1,000. So you want to do this 24 hours after you've listed everything, but you're just going to check the top box and just select everything. Okay, it looks like we got a couple more there, but not, you know, you want to make sure you have all of your 1,000 selected. And then we're just going to hit continue. And we're going to say apply the same rate to all listings and just set it at 3% because that just seems to be the best. Some people promote at 1%, some people promote really high, and you can play around with it if you want, but 3% seems to work really well because you get an edge over those people who are just lowballing, and, you know, it just gives you a little bump over the people that are just doing 1% or something like that. Then you hit continue, and bada bing, bada boom, give it a name, 3%. Agree to the terms, launch, and bam, that's going to run ads. So basically the way that it works is you still have your normal listings, but this basically is just a way for eBay to do extra promoting above and beyond to try to get you more sales. And if if someone clicks on one of the ads that they run, and buys the item, then you pay an extra 3%. We've already left enough wiggle room and stuff in here that we're going to be fine. So it's not like that's going to really affect us much at all. But it is going to get you more sales. And the more sales you get, the higher your items are going to show up in search results, the better your items are going to sell. So, the best strategy for this that I would recommend, is you want to list 1,000 items, wait about a month, and then end right before everything relists and uses your credits up again in eBay, before everything uses your credits up again, end all of your items that haven't sold yet. And then you can see that in Yabola. You can just filter by sold here and just select all of them and end. And then once you do that, just keep a list of those items that you ended, right? And then relist them on a different account because they're still good items. They're still research. They just didn't happen to sell this month. So just do that and just keep take down everything that didn't sell, put up new stuff, take down everything that didn't sell, put up new stuff. And everything you take down, you don't have to keep buying new lists from us. I mean, you can if you want to, but a more cost-effective option for you is going to be to, make a note of all the ones that didn't sell before. Because just because it didn't sell on this account doesn't mean it's a bad item. I know for sure it's a good item. It's definitely going to sell for you. But what you're going to want to do is just take all those items down that haven't sold yet, save those in your little notes, and then re-upload that, but just to a different eBay store. You don't want to list duplicate items on duplicate stores because that's against eBay's policy, but once you've taken it down off one store, it's safe to relist to a different store. So, you can manage it with an Excel spreadsheet is a great way to do it. But yeah, so just, leave the stuff that sold, pull down the stuff that hasn't sold, put it on a different account, get another list, and then upload that stuff to your store. And just keep doing that every single month. You're just going to keep filling it with new items. So if you have 5 stores, say you buy 5 lists of 1,000 items from us, you have 5 eBay stores with 1,000 items each. What you do is just every month, just end the items that haven't sold yet, keep a spreadsheet of those, and then relist those on your other eBay accounts. And then, just put new items up on your main account. So you always want to keep everything that's ever sold, and then take down the stuff that hasn't, and just cycle that out every single month. And that's just going to keep boosting your sales and boosting your sales. And I suggest, do it with 5 accounts, do it with, however many accounts you want, do it with a lot. And, you're going to be making money from every single account. And then you have a virtual assistant managing everything and making sure all your accounts stay in good standing. All you have to do is just post some items once a month. It's a great, easy way to make a lot of money, travel the world and everything. But, you do have to learn this and really understand how everything works before you can get an assistant to do it all for you. You want to be able to make sure they're doing a good job. It's a job, just like anything else. You wouldn't, show up to, work at, I don't know, let's say McDonald's. You're not going to show up to, you're not going to show up to work at a fast food place and then have them be like, all right, here's your uniform, figure it out. That's not how it works. You got to train them. You got to teach them what they're supposed to be doing and everything. And this is a business just like anything else. But yeah, anyway, so now that we've said all that, let me just go over a couple things that are going to help. Every time you sign into your accounts, you're going to be dropped on right here, arbiship.com/profit, and there will be records of your sales. And anytime it says success or shipped or anything like that, it was successful. If it says processing, that means it's currently in the middle of trying to order it from Amazon. So don't touch it. Leave it alone. Let it finish on its own. And anything that says error, what you're going to do is you hover over it and you hit exclude. So the way that Arbiship works is it will basically keep trying to auto order as long as it is showing up as a waiting shipment in eBay. So as long as it shows as a waiting shipment, it's going to be keep trying to order this item. So anytime you have an issue with something that Arbiship has said error about, you want to make sure you hover over it and click exclude, because if you don't do that, Arbiship's going to keep trying to buy the item. So imagine this scenario, okay? Item is out of stock on Amazon. So you know how an item will go out of stock and you can click buy from other sellers or whatever like that. So item goes out of stock on Amazon and Arbiship can't order it because it doesn't know how to look from other sellers. Then you go in and you say, oh, okay, this item's erroring. You go to eBay, you see, oh, this item here, I need to ship that. You go and you check on it and you say, okay, great, I can actually order this, still profitable and everything. So you do. But then, right as you're finishing doing that, it comes back in stock normally again. And then Arbiship says, oh, hey, this item we can order now. And then it orders it too. Then you've got 2 orders go into the buyer, and you had to pay for the item twice and only receive money from the buyer one time. So, just to avoid that kind of bad stuff from happening, it's not really, I've never had it happen to me, but what we always do to just prevent that from ever happening is you just hover over the error item and hit exclude. And as soon as you've excluded the item, you'll see a picture of it and the name and everything. Then it's safe to mess with in eBay. But you just want to, every single order you're going to fill manually, you want to come in here and hit exclude and then mess with it manually. So yeah, anything, good luck, and I hope everything goes well for you. If you ordered a list of items from us, dropsource.com, drop-source.com, we've got the guarantee here. Items guaranteed to sell or your money back. You could just list random stuff, but we've done the research for you. We know what's going to sell, and we know what to price it at and everything, and that's why I made all these tutorials showing how to get everything set up. But yeah, come right here if you want to buy more lists of items. We'll have them for you, and yeah, like the main thing is I would recommend start off with one store, do all of this listing, get 1,000 items up on that one store, and you're going to have, you'll see, it'll depend. You'll probably have less than an hour of work a day to do all this stuff. And just sort of get a feel for it, understand how it works. And once you're very comfortable with how dropshipping works, how to handle returns and cases and that kind of stuff when they come up, because, they're going to, it's very easy. Someone says, oh no, my package arrived and it was wet and moldy and I need to return it. The actual scenario that happened one time. And so what you do is, oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that. We're definitely going to take care of it for you. Go ahead and open a return request so that we can send you a full refund. And so they'll open the return request. You'll have a little notification on your dashboard right here saying, oh, return request that you need to respond to. Click on that, and then that guy will pop up, and you just have to go and approve the return. So all you'll have to do is look up the order number for the item and search it on Amazon. Get a free return label from Amazon. Amazon always gives you a free return label for stuff. And in the weird situations where they want to charge you for it, just if you say that it's broken, they always give you a free return label. So just pass through whatever the buyer is saying. Don't tell Amazon you're drop shipping. They don't need to know or be involved. But just pass through the buyer's issue to Amazon. Just, if the buyer says, oh, it was wet and moldy when it arrived, and just say oh yeah, it was wet and moldy when it arrived. They'll say, oh, I'm so sorry, here's a return label. Give your return label, you download it, save it as a PDF on your desktop or whatever, then go to eBay, and you just upload that return label, and everything's good. The buyer has to ship it back to you, and if they don't, it keeps the sale, and if they do, then Amazon refunds you, and you refund the buyer as soon as it gets back. So pretty easy, but only things that matter. Make sure that you don't have any cases closed against you that go to eBay, because if it's closed against you, that's a really bad thing. More than 2 of those and your account gets messed up. But it's very easy to avoid. Returns, same thing. If you don't respond to returns in the time that you're supposed to, they'll get escalated to eBay, and then you're going to get a strike, and that's not good. You don't want more than 2 of those. Your account gets messed up. And so I recommend just, sign in eBay, everybody. Check here if you have anything about returns or cases, handle those appropriately. Just make the buyer return the item. And, you almost never have issues. It's pretty hard to lose money drop shipping, pretty much impossible. If they say, oh, I didn't get it, you got tracking that proves they did. And they say, oh, I never got it, open a case, paste your tracking number in there. And as long as it's UPS, USPS, FedEx, or Blue Care, you'll win automatically. Nothing happens. It can go to eBay if you have tracking proving it was delivered. As long as it's not Amazon tracking. If it's the AMZL, TBA, Amazon Logistics tracking, don't use that stuff. That stuff doesn't work. But UPS, USPS, Amazon, FedEx, you'll automatically win the case. Returns, just let the buyer return it. Who cares why they're returning it? If it's damaged, oh well, we'll get your return label, and then they can send it back. You get your money back from Amazon. Buyer gets their money. Handle all that kind of stuff when it comes up, and you don't have super long to respond, so make sure you're on top of that. You got to check this every day. And then your messages here, you also want to go to those and just read those every day. And if anything important comes up, you'll know. But the main thing is this, which you'll be able to see in a couple days. Just keep your seller level above standard at the very least, and get top rated if you can. And if as long as you stay in there, you'll keep making money, keep getting sales, and everything will be good. Also, I just feel like I should mention it. Feedback doesn't matter on eBay anymore. You'll notice right here, this says, well, this is a brand new account. I'm actually not sure. I think this is from stuff that we bought. But feedback doesn't matter anymore. You don't like if I would try to keep it above 90%, but people don't really check about feedback. And it used to be that if you had bad feedback, that was a metric that was affected by here, but now it's not anymore. So feedback doesn't matter. If someone leaves you bad feedback or threatens to leave bad feedback, who cares? It doesn't matter. Like, we're gonna try to do our best for people, and we're gonna get them return labels when they need them. But it doesn't matter. Don't spend all your time freaking out about feedback, because if someone, you're gonna have people that'll leave you feedback. But if you can get 19 good feedback for every one bad feedback, you're gonna have a 95%. That's good enough. Even if you give one bad feedback out of every 10. That's still, 9 good feedback to every 1 bad feedback. That's 90%. That's good enough. Doesn't matter. I have a friend who is at 80-something% because they were doing something wrong at the start, had a lot of angry customers, but, they have an 80%. That hasn't affected their sales. They're doing fine. So, yeah. Anyway, that's everything you need to do. Everything's set up now. I know I rambled for a little bit at the end there, but hopefully that's some valuable information for you. And, yeah, the basic plan here is, learn all the skills. Learn everything that you need to know, and you probably won't make enough money from it right off from one account with 1,000 items that it will be worth your time to do daily. So what you want to do is then hire someone in the Philippines, and I'm going to have information coming out on that. Keep an eye, drop-source.com. We're going to have more information on that soon, but you're going to want to hire someone in, a country like the Philippines or something where their English is really good. They're super polite, friendly. They've got a great work ethic. You can hire these people for $3, $2 an hour, something like that. And then you just train them. You teach them, okay, this is what I've been doing. This is what you need to do now. And then pay them a couple bucks an hour to do it. So once you got an hour work a day, hire them for $2 an hour, and then have them do the same thing that you've been doing, and just answer their questions when they have it. Don't just throw them in and be like, okay, you should know how to do this. Like, no, you had to learn how to do this stuff too, so you got to teach them. Maybe it's showing them this video. Maybe it's, I don't know, but you want to teach them how to do it, and then they can, once they're managing it, then you just, start 5 more stores like this. And then, all of those stores are going to make you money. That's going to 5 times your profit. And then once they are handling everything and not you, then you're just sitting back and you're making money without having to spend your time doing all this stuff. Start with having them fill orders and train them how to handle messages and all that stuff. And then once that's all done and all good and they understand it, it's great because you can just sit back and you just keep making money. All you have to do is list stuff. Maybe you can go up to do the 10,000 item stores, But anyway, hopefully this was very helpful and very useful for you. Had a lot of good information. And yeah, good luck with your dropshipping. This video is brought to you by dropsource.com. That's spelled drop-source.com.